The opinions expressed on this program are solely those of its hosts, guests, or callers, and do not necessarily represent the opinions of WTBR-FM, its management, other producers, or sponsors.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cultural Pittsfield Radio Show. We're so happy to be on WTBR 89.7 FM. My name is Jen Glockner. I'm the Director of the Office of Cultural Development for the wonderful city of Pittsfield. And this week, we are talking to Patrick Toole from Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park, which is getting ready to open again at the Common. He is the director of this year's production, which is the Comedy of Errors. Hello, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. You know, summertime. It's August. All of a sudden, it's August.
I know.
Oh, it really is.
We blinked,
It really is.
and June and July disappeared. And now the calendar on Monday was August 1st, and everyone just kind of said, what happened to the summer? But the reason we're excited that it's August is because Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park is back at the Common, opening on August 11th. So Patrick is here to talk all about that. Tell us what you have planned for this year.
Oh, I will tell you what I have planned. We're doing the Comedy of Errors, which is one of Shakespeare's earlier plays, and it's more of a farce than anything. It's a farcical comedy. And it features 12 actors, all playing multiple roles, who are presenting Shakespeare's most iconic mix-up, to the story of two pairs of twins separated at birth, suddenly finding themselves in the same city in Greece on the same day. And as the four twins are mistaken for each other again and again by the residents of the town, a host of ridiculous problems occur, including an arrest, infidelity, unintentional theft, and even a botched exorcism. So it's a really ridiculous and fast-paced comedy, and we're just really excited to share it with Pittsfield public.
We're so excited that you chose a comedy this year. I think of all years, the comedy is necessary, and the Comedy of Errors feels like just the most amazing comedy of all times. Four twins, and I love the words farcical comedy. Is that a word, farcical comedy? I'm not sure, but it sounds it sounds amazing. So we're very thankful that you chose the Comedy of Errors for this year's production. It goes August 11th through the 28th. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, starting at 7 p.m. August 11th through the 28th, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, starting at 7 p.m., except for one night, which we'll talk about in a little while. But the Comedy of Errors features 12 actors, multiple roles. So walk us through that, the rehearsal, how these actors just are developing into all of these roles. People have no idea the months and months that goes behind all of this.
Yeah, we've got just the best cast. It's just a wonderful cast of local actors, most of whom are like working day jobs, and are doing this in their spare time because they love it, because they really want to participate in it, and it really is like it's a large cast. And actually, it's the largest cast I've ever worked with as a director. So it's been an interesting challenge to coordinate all these people's schedules, coordinate all these different personalities in the room. But I really I'm just so excited. There's so much variety to people's energies in this play, and there's so many. We needed a big cast because there's so many characters that even our little bit parts only show up in one or two scenes. But are so important to weaving the fabric of this world, of this, we're setting it in, 16th, 17th century Greece, in Ephesus where it takes place. And we really wanted to paint the picture of an interesting and vibrant and kind of grungy and unpredictable, city in that time period. Because the characters Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse, who have arrived here in the city and are strangers to this land, really and get met with all these people who know their counterparts and mistake them for them. then we wanted to give the sense of being in a really unknown place. And I think we're doing a really good job of that. I think all the actors are doing an amazing job at playing those different parts to the best of to the fullest.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. We are talking to Patrick Toole, the director of The Comedy of Errors, which is this year's production of Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park at the Common, the 7th annual production under the stars, The Comedy of Errors. Once again, this is the Cultural Pittsfield radio show. We're so happy to be on WTBR 89.7 FM. My name is Jen Glockner. I'm the director of the Office of Cultural Development. We have Bev Prentice running the board, and Patrick Toole is joining us by phone to talk all about The Comedy of Errors, this year's production of the Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Parks under the stars at the Common, opening August 11th with 12
Yeah, we're
actors.
A little earlier.
Go ahead.
We're a little earlier this year. We're at, at 7. So I would say instead of under the stars, a little more like at sunset,
A dusk
nice.
production. But then it does get dark before the end because so you have the best of both worlds at the 7 p.m. start time with it's still daylight, but then it gets dark and dusk as you're sitting there watching live theater.
That's right.
Very cool. And go ahead.
I just wanted to mention the wonderful crew that we have who have just finished building the set and hanging the lights and so forth. We've got a great tech director, Maya from Berkshire Production Resources, and a great set builder, Sam Slack, who have done just a wonderful job at, building this, creating the atmosphere that's essential to the experience.
That is one of the coolest things about Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park, in my humble opinion. You go to the Common, which everyone knows the Common. They go to the farmer's market. They go to the splash pad. They go to whatever. But you go to the Common for this production and you sit down and say, whoa, this is not the stage we all know and love from every other day that we've been here. This is a crazy set. Talk to us about that and the building of the set and the design of the set and how the installation. So it's the first week of August. This opens August 11th, and the set building has commenced at the Common.
It's commenced, and it's pretty much finished. They do it really quickly, and I'm not an expert in it. And in fact, I'm very as a director, I'm much more focused on the working with the actors and so forth. But I'm incredibly impressed at the ability of the designers and builders to see the space and come up with a plan, and based on some notes of mine of this is what we're thinking, this is what the kind of atmosphere we want to, it's what we kind of want the set to look like. These are the needs that the play has, and they take that and turn it into a concrete, a really accurate plan in the space. And then over the course of 3 days, they build it. It's going to be they started on Monday, and it's going to be done pretty much, except for some cosmetic changes. It's going to be done today, and the actors are going to be on the set tonight, figuring out all their blocking and stuff in the new space.
Very, very.
I also want to mention.
Go ahead.
Yeah, very, very, very. What? Continue that.
Very, very exciting.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that we are rain or shine this year. The Zion Lutheran Church, which is our wonderful rehearsal space, and they're just a great partner in this project. They have offered for us to be able to perform in the church space if we get rained out. So I just want everybody to know that if it rains, still come. We're still gonna have a show. It's gonna be a little more intimate show. It's gonna be a little more stripped down. We're not gonna have all the bells and whistles that we have outside, but it's still gonna be the show that you're gonna be seeing outside.
That is awesome. The cultural collaborations in Pittsfield never cease to amaze us, and the Zion Lutheran Church is one of those awesome partners for Third Thursday and for Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park and for the Farmers Market.
Absolutely.
all of the community celebrations, they come out and say, yes, we will help you. We will give you folding chairs. We will be your rain location. We will be your green room. Yes, yes, yes. So we're very thankful for the Zion Lutheran Church and all that they do. And that is important to note. Rain or shine this year, the Comedy of Errors at the Common is rain or shine because it will go inside if it rained. I do remember partnering with Enrico in years past and looking at that radar. Is it coming this way? Is it going to go north? It's very stressful to try and be a meteorologist when we're not qualified meteorologists. So we'd always be like, where is this rain going? What's the direction of the radar? What's happening? So it's...
And I do remember that one of the most... I acted in a number of Pittsfield Shakespeare productions, and I remember when we did Romeo and Juliet in 2015, I think. I remember it started pouring rain during the balcony scene with Romeo and Juliet, and I just remember it just starts coming down really hard, and the actors just kept doing the scene, and then I just remember Enrico's voice coming over the loudspeaker, going, "Hold!" There was lightning coming in. Unfortunately, we had to stop it, but it is exciting being outside. There's just an element of being in nature. That I think is kind of more along the lines of what Shakespeare did and what Shakespeare intended.
Yes. That stage on the Common is just...
He just answered one of the questions I had about what happens if it's sunny when you start, but in the middle of the show...
You hear a hold. Hold. That yes. Romeo and Juliet production was the Good Golly Miss Molly dance scene, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Which that's important to note. There are adaptations to these Shakespeare plays that we all know and love. There are modern adaptations, for example, a Good Golly Miss Molly dance scene in the middle of Romeo and Juliet that I was just like, what is happening? So
yeah, there's a lot of that kind of that is an adaptation of what was once done. Traditionally every Shakespeare play would end with a dance or would have a dance somewhere in it. And so, when you're doing it for a modern audience, you can take whatever liberties you please with that. I like doing more period stuff. I like doing more setting it in the time that it was written. And Rico likes to do a little more modern with a more modern flair. And that play was much more like 1950s style costumes and the music and so forth. And I think it was great.
It is just so fun and important to note that, there are people that don't know Shakespeare well and frankly are afraid of Shakespeare because they don't know it so well. So we encourage everyone to go check this out. It's a 7:00 start time. It's under the lights when it gets dark. It's at an outdoor, beautifully crafted and built stage. And it's free. We haven't even said that. Admission is free for these productions, 100%. Which is awesome. So grab your lawn chair, grab your blanket, and just go sit down and enjoy this awesome production of the Comedy of Errors. We are talking to Patrick Toole, the director of the Comedy of Errors, which is this year's Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Parks production. It starts August 11th and goes through the 28th. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at a new start time, 7 p.m., Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. at the First Street Common. We're very thankful that on August 18th, which is the third Thursday of the month, the start time will be 8 p.m. That is another example of a cultural collaboration. Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park said, yes, of course we'll delay the start time for third Thursday because they are going to be a very key part to third Thursday. You'll see excerpts from the play during third Thursday, and they'll be walking around and greeting all of the guests and the vendors. So we are grateful for that. But every other night, it starts at 7 p.m., Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. They have a great Facebook page as well with an introduction to all the cast members, 12 actors, multiple roles played by these local actors. And it's all very, very exciting.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to say that, I'm excited about that night where third Thursday is going to lead directly into our production. And we're going to have some excerpts from scenes while people are walking around enjoying the third Thursday activities. And I just want everybody to know that, this is one of Shakespeare's most accessible plays. And that is, that's my primary goal as a director, is to make this play really accessible to a broad audience. So the jokes are funny. Like the jokes are, there's and the language, we're painting it in a way that like people can understand. Sometimes Shakespeare is done in such a way where it's not so easy to understand, that it's not so accessible, and that you kind of have to have an interest in it already in order to enjoy a play. But that's not what we're all about. We're trying to create a really broad appeal, and so I think that people are going to find that they're going to be laughing, they're going to be engaged, they're going to be terrified when we want them to be terrified, they're going to be excited when we want them to be excited.
That's awesome. I love the description. Slapstick comedy, puns, wordplay galore. This will be a treat for the whole family, especially at the new bedtime-friendly starting time of 7 p.m., which is awesome.
Where are you reading that?
That was from your website. It's from your website.
Oh, it's from the website. Okay.
I copied it from your website. Yes. So that is important to note. Bring the family. I mean, these productions are very family friendly. Have your kids sit down, bring a picnic dinner. And one of the best things about Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park is you sometimes are sitting there watching the production and you're hearing a pickup basketball game go on in the background, or there might be kids playing at the park. And that's the cool thing about the Common and the park and the community production is that natural background noises that are going on as these awesome actors are performing live for the audience.
Yes.
Yes, very good. Very.
Usually, often
go ahead.
Trains, but I think we're going to miss the train this year.
I do remember the train.
I think the train comes later, so hopefully, I don't think the train will be interrupting us this time.
Yeah, that is.
That would be funny.
It's funny, but also sometimes annoying because then you can't hear the actors because the train is so loud. So that natural background is not as exciting as the less loud natural background.
Well, it's all part of the ambience. It's all part of the ambience.
Did they have trains back then?
Did they have trains in 16th and 17th century Greece?
No, they did not.
The Comedy of Errors is playing at the Common under the direction of Patrick Toole, stage manager Lindsay DeWinkler. We do want to mention her name, and she is also vice president of the board of directors. She's been a lot of behind the scenes, setting up rehearsal space, time, all of the above. And it starts August. Stage manager extraordinaire. I do have an extra appreciation for stage managers because they manage all of the traffic and the actors and the ins and the outs, and it's all behind the scenes. So when you're sitting there,
that's an incredibly difficult job. I don't know how people do it.
Yes, it's a multitasking job. For sure. So we appreciate all stage managers. This production of Comedy of Errors starts August 11th through the 28th, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m., which is a new start time. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m., except for August 18th, which is the third Thursday of the month. That will start at 8 p.m. because they are a part of our wonderful evening on the Common. So admission is free. There are donations suggested, of course. PittsfieldShakespeare.org. PittsfieldShakespeare.org has all of the information needed. Also, you can donate directly on that website as well. But more information about all of this. Patrick Toole, we thank you so much for joining us and talking more about it. We'll see you out there. We'll see you on the Common.
All right. See you in the park.
All right. Have a wonderful day and week. Once again, this is the Cultural Pittsfield Radio Show. We are on WTBR 89.7 FM. My name is Jen Glockner. I'm the director of the Office of Cultural Development for the City of Pittsfield. We were just talking to Patrick Toole about the Comedy of Errors at Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park's 7th annual production at the Common. It starts August 11th. And we're so thankful, as I said, that on August 18th, which is the third Thursday of the month, they are pushing their start time to 8 p.m. to be a partner for Third Thursday. It's an amazing thing, the cultural collaborations in the city of Pittsfield. When we said, can we push the start time? They said, yes, absolutely. So the third Thursday of the month, August 18th, is the last one of the season. We've moved it to the Common, and the season has just flown right by.
Wow.
Crazy, crazy. In July, it was very, very hot, and we had the Touch a Truck with Lenco sponsoring. That was so much fun, and a couple of city vehicles as well. And then we also had Jacob's Pillow spearheading this amazing on-the-road production, and it ended up moving into the church because of the heat and the potential storm. And so we are ever so thankful for the Zion Lutheran Church, but also for all of our behind-the-scenes partners that are flexible. We are keeping calm and flexible. That is the mantra for 2022, because we have to do that in order to succeed. Keep calm and flexible. And that one was sponsored by Lenco, as I said, and it was hot, but a hit. Definitely a success. And then in August, we're thankful that Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, Berkshire Life on South Street, is our sponsor for that one. And it has a Love Pittsfield theme. So we'll be doing excerpts from cultural organizations, but also we have some drummers, the Trio Candela, which is spearheaded by Amy Jelinas. And then we're just going to have a fun night of 50 plus vendors showing us all their wares.
Wow.
At the Common. August 18th is that night of Third Thursday. And we are partnering with Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park. It kicks off at Third Thursday. We're going to have the vendors set up a little early, around 4:30, and they'll be out of there by 7:30 in time for the Comedy of Errors to start at 8 p.m. Whew.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. And it's August. We're super excited that it's August because we have a new set of art in the Liechtenstein and featured for First Friday's Arts Walk. We are partnering with Herman Melville's Arrowhead on Holmes Road, which again, I say this out loud all the time. Herman Melville wrote Moby Dick in Pittsfield on Holmes Road at Arrowhead. Like people are always like, wow, what's the historical aspect of Pittsfield? Well,
that's one of them.
That's one of the many. So we're super excited to be partnering with Herman Melville's Arrowhead for an art show at the Liechtenstein, opening during First Friday's Arts Walk, and it features two artists, Christopher Volpe and Jim Jasper. Jim Jasper and Christopher Volpe have created bodies of work exploring themes in Herman Melville's 1851 novel, Moby Dick. Jasper's series, Moby Dick, consists of works on paper referencing each chapter of the novel. And then Christopher Volpe installed it earlier this week, and his are more grand artwork that is just really cool. So we're super excited to be having that open on First Friday's Arts Walk, which is August 5th from 5 to 8 p.m. And then, of course, continuing through the month of August. Also, this Indoors Out Free Kids Paint and Sip is Friday, August 5th from 5 to 7:30. Downtown Pittsfield Inc. and First Friday's Arts Walk have been doing this all season for First Friday's Arts Walk, and it's been really successful. They are right outside the Marketplace Cafe, and they do a kids paint and sip where they supply a 4x4 piece of canvas, and the kids have been painting these really cool things, and they get lemonade or something kid-friendly to drink
neat.
while they're painting. It's very cool. And we're also excited that the clock tower on Eagle, where the Berkshire Eagle space is next to there, they now have a set of artists that have moved in there. The artists at the historic clock tower are welcoming the community to their second open studios in the newly founded arts location in Pittsfield. The artist studios are located on the third floor of the clock tower at 75 South Church Street, which offers free parking and an elevator. All public is welcome. Here are the artists so far at the clock tower: Marion Grant, Caroline Kelly, Mark Mellinger, Shani Porras, Eileen Richard, and Sally Tiska Rice. And I know Joni Cholfi has just opened a studio there as well. So how cool. I love that this old historic building is welcoming artists into their studios. And it's really exciting that they're a part of First Friday's Arts Walk. So check them out. Also throughout the month and upcoming months, they're announcing more open studios at the clock tower. So if you don't see them on First Friday's Arts Walk, then there will be plenty of more opportunities. Hotel on North has a show opening and will be open throughout the month of August. The Marketplace Cafe features J.D. Logan Fine Art, and they will also be open throughout the month of August. So always know that if you can't make it for some reason because it's August to the First Friday's Arts Walk, then please go throughout the month and check out all of these wonderful pieces of art. And this information is on firstfridaysartswalk.com. Firstfridaysartswalk.com has all of that information. Once again, this is the Cultural Pittsfield Radio Show on WTBR 89.7 FM. My name is Jen Glockner. I'm the director of the Office of Cultural Development for the City of Pittsfield. So happy to have Bev Prentice here running the board for us. We can't believe it's August, and we're talking about all the wonderful things happening in August. It's just the heart of the summer, and we're super thankful to be in the heart of the Berkshires, in the heart of the summer.
I want this month to go on forever.
I know. I do think it will go. It feels like hopefully it will be a little slower than June and July. Because as we said earlier, we blinked and June and July was over, which, it flies by all the time. But lots of stuff happening throughout the month of August, including First Friday's Arts Walk, the Comedy of Errors, Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park 7th annual production under the stars at the Common. And we talked to Patrick Toole, the director, earlier, all about that one. That is at pittsfieldshakespeare.org. And third Thursday is August 18th, coming up very quickly. Barrington Stage Company, the Colonial Theater, they all have awesome productions throughout the summer. Hancock Shaker Village is doing great. Arrowhead, all of the wonderful organizations in Pittsfield have a lot happening. Berkshire Museum has a new exhibit up that is also ongoing throughout the summer. So there's always something to do in Pittsfield throughout the summer. We have our Love Pittsfield newsletter that goes out on Thursdays. If you do not subscribe to that, please do go to lovepittsfield.com, and at the bottom you can sign up for that newsletter, and that gives you all of the information happening in Pittsfield. If you have an event in Pittsfield, let us know because we will put it in that newsletter. And we've gotten so much great publicity through these writers that have come to Pittsfield, and the Berkshire Flyer, the train going from New York City to Pittsfield, was in the New York Times. We've gotten just really great publicity. So we're very thankful for all of the behind the scenes happenings to make Pittsfield shine through all of these great articles. And there's been some bloggers that have visited and done really cool things on Instagram and other social media venues, which all of those are featured on lovepittsfield.com, lovepittsfield.com. Whew. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Are you, Bev?
I've never seen anybody work so hard in such a short time.
It's crazy. We're very thankful for Patrick Toole for joining us earlier to talk about the Comedy of Errors. Don't miss that. August 11th through the 28th at the Common, Pittsfield Shakespeare in the Park, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. That's a new start time, and it is free. Again, all of the things that we're talking about on this show are on lovepittsfield.com. We have events and the news about all of the cool write-ups in the New York Times and other places at lovepittsfield.com. Woohoo!
You did it.
We did it. We got through. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and happy August.
Yay!
Woohoo!